こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、クリスタルパレスに関する動画です。クリスタルパレスは直近のプレミアリーグ第11節でブライトンと対戦し、0対0のスコアレスドローで終わりました。鎌田大地は10番のポジションで先発し、後半途中からはボランチへ移動し、83分に途中交代しましたが、ファンの反応は、まあまあだったというものが多く、取り扱うようなものもなさそうでした。そのため今回は、この試合の直前にプレミアリーグ公式のチャンネルで、クリスタルパレスを特集している動画を取り扱います。プレミアリーグ公式の動画であることから映像はぼかしていますので、実際の動画は概要欄のリンクから確認ください。クリスタルパレスがいかに優れているのか、その中で鎌田大地がどのような役割を担っているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。Crystal Palace average the second lowest possession in the Premier League, but despite this, they have the highest amount of expected goals. Make it make sense. No team creates better chances while seeing less of the ball. So, I'm going to be breaking down why their defenders are creative weapons, how they've seamlessly replaced the key player in their attack from last season, and what makes Mateta one of the Premier League's best strikers. So, what exactly makes Crystal Palace so good? And how are they so threatening without much of the ball? To understand this, let's begin with the crucial role that their defenders play. Palace set up with 3 centre-backs and wing-backs, and they are absolutely vital during build-up to progress the team. Their defenders have totaled more touches than anyone else in the squad this season. As can be seen from this passing network against Brentford, Mark Gay is so influential to their build-up. Have a look at Gay here. He's passed backwards to Henderson, then instantly peels to the left, and he understands that Brentford operate with a narrow press. So now he has the space to receive a short pass back from Henderson. From there, he's able to play another pass out wide, dragging 2 Brentford players out of a central area. Mark Gay has completed the most passes into the final third of any Palace player this season. And that's a stat that typically is dominated by midfielders or centre-backs who play in a high possession system. So, why is Gay so instrumental to Palace's final third entries? Maxence Lacroix is in possession here. Meanwhile, Gay has peeled into a wide position. But have a look at Tyrick Mitchell. Once Gay gets the ball, he moves from being in the opponent's half to now being a short passing option. In doing so, he attracts Michael Coyote, Brentford's right back, out of position. Gay then targets the space Coyote has vacated with a long pass to Yeremy Pino, and Palace enter the final third. Another tactic used to confuse opponents is when the goalkeeper Henderson steps up to slot into the same line as the back 3, creating a 4 in possession. It tricks Wilson into pressing Henderson's right to close off the passing lane to Lacroix. Even Bowen is leaning towards Gay in case it's played to him. So with West Ham concerned about the centre-backs, Henderson then finds the holes in their press and plays a direct pass to Pino, bypassing 5 West Ham players with just a single pass. Both Palace wing-backs are absolutely essential in their chance creation. On the left, Tyrick Mitchell has attempted the most crosses for the team, and on the right, Munoz has the most assists for Palace this season. Here are Crystal Palace's average positions against Everton, where Mitchell and Munoz are very, very wide and quite deep. But once you have a look at their touch maps, all is revealed, and we can see that they were frequently getting on the ball in advanced areas. This is because they aren't used as options in build-up. In fact, they are totally ignored. Oliver Glasner wants his build-up to be focused in central areas, disrupting opposition midfields and defences as much as possible. And what this does is it gives the wing-backs the freedom to be attacking, and that means that the front 3 can all stay narrow, allowing them to pick up the ball in dangerous areas. The wing-backs stay super wide, which ensures the opposition can't fully commit to defending a central area, resulting in Palace having what feels like 5 attackers when they're in the final third. And here's what that looks like on the pitch. So Gay has the ball here, with Mitchell to his left as a simple passing option. However, he ignores him. Instead, he plays a direct ball through to Pino in a central position. And Palace's attackers are all close together, providing Pino with a simple pass to Sarr. This central attack causes panic amongst the Everton defence, forcing Mykolenko to move inside, which leaves Munoz all by himself on the right. And the end product is there for all to see. He capitalises on his high starting position, getting into the box and getting himself a goal. both wing-backs are utterly incessant. It's the stamina of both to go up and down time and again that makes them so effective. And on the left, Mitchell frequently makes those attacking runs, with the aim being to overload the box when he has the opportunity to cross it. And by the time this cross comes in, all three forwards and the right wing-back Munoz are in the box. And when the ball comes into the box from the right, Mitchell looks to attack the back post as well. And he gets in on the goals as well. Look at where the two Palace wing-backs are here. Both are in the box looking to be a part of the attack. And to be able to commit 5 players to the attack, you must have 2 midfielders who are extremely press-proof. Now, many teams in the Premier League often play with 3-man midfields, and what that means for Palace is that their 2-man midfield are at a numerical disadvantage. Don't worry, the insight does get better from here. So how do they get around this problem? Well, the way that Palace use Adam Wharton and Daichi Kamada are crucial in this. They rank 2nd and 4th in the Palace squad for progressive passes completed this season. It's that man Gay again, who once again is in possession, and Adam Wharton is asking for the ball despite having 2 Arsenal players extremely close to him. And when the ball does come to Wharton, Declan Rice is now applying pressure. All seems pretty normal. But Wharton avoids the press by playing a quick ball to Kamada, who keeps the tempo high with another pass into Sarr. And so they're able to bypass the Arsenal midfield, which forces Gabriel to step out of the defensive line to press Sarr. Wharton and Kamada, they're able to play around opposition presses in initial build-up by staying close together and limiting things to 1 or 2 touch, playing the ball quickly but accurately. However, they don't always stay close together, because here, both of them are on the left wing. Now, this is because they're trusted to vacate the centre when needed. And it feels and looks dangerous, but with centre-back Chris Richards taking up the central zone here, it allows them to do exactly this. And this movement from Wharton and Kamada dragged several Liverpool players wide, meaning that Palace were able to then flood the box with those bodies and making it a 5v5 in the box. And from there, Wharton shows his quality with this lovely slaloming run through the Liverpool defence, and it almost results in a goal for Palace. So most of what we've discussed so far in this video has been about the key players from last season, but one that's no longer there is Eberechi Eze, who swapped South London for North London. Eze was Palace's 2nd top goal scorer last season and also registered the most assists, a crucial player in their team. So, why isn't his absence being missed? Well, over the summer, Crystal Palace brought in Yeremy Pino, and profile-wise, they're quite similar, often operating in the same areas of the pitch, that left half space. But how exactly do they compare? So Eze totaled 16 goals and assists last season. Pino is yet to register a goal involvement in the Premier League so far this season. And Eze averaged 4.69 shot-creating actions last season. Pino is averaging 3.56. Eze averaged 1.7 key passes per game compared to Pino's 1.25. So, on the face of it, Eze's contribution was greater than Pino currently. So, why isn't that actually a problem? Well, let's have a look at what Pino does offer Palace. This is his touch map from the game against Everton. Now, despite being a winger for his previous club, he's now spending a lot of time in central areas, and he's brilliant in this position. So Palace are on the ball. Guess who's got it? Yep, it's Gay who's on the ball again. We told you he was very important to them. Anyway, he's looking to play it forward.
What makes Pino important is his ability to receive the ball on the back foot and turn.
He's got that lovely low centre of gravity that those classic 10s have, a little magician if you will, and it gives Palace that central progression and the ability to destabilise opposition defences, allowing Pino to play dangerous balls in behind to the forward runners. Pino is on the ball again here, and look at the body language of the Crystal Palace players ahead of him. They all just turn away, ready to run in behind. And the reason for this is because Pino is an expert at receiving the ball and releasing it at the right moment. He sends Sarr through on goal whilst also not putting too much on the pass. And what does that mean? Well, it means that Pickford gets caught in no man's land. And his ability to turn quickly on the ball, it makes it extremely difficult for opponents to get close enough to tackle him. And with so much movement ahead of him, he routinely is able to find his teammates. It's crazy how he hasn't got a Premier League assist yet, but with the quality of chances that he is creating, it's a matter of time. So as we told you at the start of the video, Palace are extremely effective at creating big chances. It's why they rank first for expected goals this season, despite only ranking 7th for the most shots taken. And Pino's integration is a big part of this. But with the systematic approach that Palace have, it's all about the collective. And one player who has massively stepped up this season is Ismaila Sarr. Now, interestingly, his chance creation, shots taken, and progressive passes received have all taken a bit of a drop this season. So what is it that actually makes him better? Well, last season, Sarr was slightly wider in his starting position, meaning that, yes, he got on the ball in the box. But for someone who isn't a natural finisher, acute angles like this became the enemy somewhat. Also, instead of making this run, he instead stayed where he was and received a lateral pass. And he did get a shot away, but a few limiting factors such as, the shot distance, it being on his weaker foot, and being rushed a bit meant that the quality of the chance was low. Now this season, Sarr is now being asked to penetrate spaces in behind with movement. He now has the freedom to move across that front line in the final third. And now upon releasing the ball, he's making different kind of moves into areas that you'd expect a striker to be in. Staying central here with Mateta's movement dragging away the Forest centre-backs, allowing Sarr to capitalise. Now there's one player that we still need to talk about. Yes, he's a defender's nightmare, but even worse, he's a corner flag's worst nightmare. And with the rate in which he is scoring goals, no corner flags will be safe forevermore. Mateta has scored 6 goals this season. Only Erling Haaland has scored more. And to truly understand his importance in this Crystal Palace side, we need to talk about why he's more than just a goal scorer. He is a direct passing route up the pitch for Crystal Palace, often moving away from the opposition centre-backs to receive the ball to feet. And Palace use him to incorporate counter movements into their play. Kamada passes it forward here to Mateta, who's moved away from the opposition centre-backs to receive the ball. He's able to play it wide, which helps Palace progress up the field. And this tool isn't only used in early build-up play either. It's a huge aspect as to why Mateta is scoring the goals that he is. He sticks out a stiff arm here to prevent Diakite from getting to the ball. He lays it off to Sarr, who is in close proximity, and Munoz receives it as the spare man out wide. Now from there, Mateta puts himself into a central area as close to the goal as is possible, maximising the chance of him scoring a goal. And you can see it from his goals this season that scoring from a central position is a common thing. And another good aspect of Mateta is that he's got different types of finishes in his locker. So this long ball from Pino is headed back across to him, and he essentially chips the goalie here with a deft flick of his head, finding the only spot that could have resulted in a goal. Even without Eze, Glasner has created a system which makes them so dangerous in attack. And they aren't the only ones. Bournemouth sold their best players and somehow got better. To find out why, click here.
次は解説です。今回は新しいボキャブラリーもいくつかありましたので、早速本日の解説をチェックしてみましょ
う。Then instantly peels to the left.
ピールという単語は皮を剥くという基本的な意味から日常会話やスポーツ実況まで幅広く使われる便利な単語です。特にサッカーなどでは方向を変えて動くや素早く外側へ抜けるという意味でよく登場します。例えば、He peels to the right というと、彼が右へすっと方向を変えて動いたということを表します。このように単語の革新的なイメージは何かから離れて剥がれるように動くことです。壁のペンキが剥がれる、果物の皮がむける、人がグループから離れるなど、イメージで覚えると応用が効きます。文脈によって意味が大きく変わるため、実際のフレーズや例文で慣れるのがコツです。
Then instantly peels to the left. Then instantly peels to the left, disrupting opposition midfields and defenses as much as possible.
ディスラプトは何かの進行を邪魔するや壊すという時に使う便利な単語です。例えば、授業中に誰かが話し始めて、その授業の流れが妨害されるような時に使われます。このように、秩序あるものを乱すや、スムーズなものを止めるといった意味を持ちます。ニュースやビジネス、IT、スポーツなど幅広い分野で使われます。イメージとしては、止めるというより、壊すや引っかき回す感じです。
Disrupting opposition midfields and defenses as much as possible. Disrupting opposition midfields and defenses as much as possible. Both wingbacks are utterly incessant.
インセサント という単語は、止まることなく続くという意味を持ちます。特に、騒音、不満、雨、電話、動きなど、ネガティブまたは圧倒されるような連続的なものに対してよく使われます。語感もやや硬く、フォーマルな印象があるため、ビジネス文書やニュース記事、文学作品でも登場します。例えば、インセサントレインは、止む気配のない雨ですが、インセサントエフォーツと使えば、途切れない努力といった肯定的な文脈でも使えます。日常ではあまり耳にしませんが、知っておくと表現力がぐんと上がります。
Both wingbacks are utterly incessant. Both wingbacks are utterly incessant. It's the stamina of both to go up and down time and again.
タイム&アゲインは、何度も何度もや、繰り返しという意味の非常に使いやすい英語表現です。特に強調したい時に使われ、何度言っても聞かないや、再三努力したなど、日本語でもよく使うような場面にぴったりです。ネイティブは会話でも文章でもよく使い、同じ意味を持つ、アゲイン&アゲインや、オーバー&オーバーと比べてやや強調的で丁寧な印象があります。シンプルな単語の組み合わせなので覚えやすく、強い印象を与えたい時に効果的な表現です。
It's the stamina of both to go up and down time and again. It's the stamina of both to go up and down time and again. No corner flags will be safe forevermore.
forevermore は、永遠にや、これからずっとを意味する副詞で、forever よりもやや詩的でロマンチックな響きを持つ表現です。歌詞、文学作品、あるいは印象を強めたいナレーションなどで使われます。日常会話では、forever が主流ですが、forevermore を使うことで、より感情のこもった、あるいはユーモラスな表現にすることができます。例文のように、ジョークを交えた文章にもぴったりな表現です。
No corner flags will be safe forevermore. No corner flags will be safe forevermore. He lays it off to Sar, who is in close proximity.
インプロクシミティは、何かの近くにあるという意味で、日常会話よりもレポートや説明文などで使われやすいフォーマルな表現です。例えば、The station is in proximity to the hotel は、駅はホテルの近くにあるという意味になります。似た表現に、near や close to がありますが、in proximity は、より硬い印象があり、ビジネス、科学、技術、法律、地理の文脈でよく使われます。in close proximity とすると、すぐそばというニュアンスがより強調されます。
He lays it off to Sar, who is in close proximity. He lays it off to Sar, who is in close proximity. And he essentially chips the goalie here with a deft flick of his head.
デフトという形容詞は何かを非常に上手にこなす様子を表します。特に手先の器用さや反応の速さ、判断のうまさなどが求められる場面で使われます。例えば、スポーツ選手の素早いプレー、シェフの正確な包丁さばき、ビジネスでの気の利いた返答などに対して使うと自然です。日常会話ではあまり登場しませんが、プロフェッショナルな技術や洗練された行動を称賛するときにぴったりな単語です。
And he essentially chips the goalie here with a deft flick of his head. And he essentially chips the goalie here with a deft flick of his head.
いかがでしたか？クリスタルパレスは少し順位を落として、8位から10位あたりを上下している状況ですが、実際には現時点で10位ながら、3位のチェルシーとの差はわずか勝ち点3差につけており、かなり混沌としていることがわかります。クリスタルパレスは、初めてのカンファレンスでも良いスタートを切り、リバプールには今シーズンすでに3回対戦し3連勝しており、無敗記録も19試合で止まったものの、それまでの戦いも、その後の戦いも、評価がとても上がっているチームであることは間違いないでしょう。この動画では、結局全員がキーマンと言えるほど、すべての選手が重要な役割を果たし、それぞれの役割を全うし、組織として、システムとして、完成度が高いと言えるような、チーム力が高いと言えるような戦い方をしていることがわかります。その中でも中盤ではアダム・オートンと鎌田大地が少なくない役割を十分に果たしており、鎌田大地が、ただただ誇らしく思う限りです。これから代表期間に入りますが、日本代表でも、またクリスタルパレスでも、良いパフォーマンスを見せてくれることを期待して、楽しみにしたいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。